In this lesson, we'll learn about the mean of the group data or the frequency distribution table. So let's learn it with an example. So here in this table, we are given the scores in the first column, the number of students in the second column. The scores are denoted by the letter X, and the number of students is the frequency of the students, which is denoted by the letter F. I want to start with this thing. What is this sign for? The sideways M. Whenever you see sideways M, it is called sigma, which stands for sum, means we need to add all of them up. So if it says like sigma M, that means we need to add up this whole column and find this at the bottom. And you can see that the total of all these numbers 2, 4, 3, 5, 8, 6, 7 is given as 35. So I can write this as sigma F, which is equals to 35. So whenever we are given a frequency table and we want to find out the mean, the first we need to multiply X and F and write it over here in the next column. So 4 times 2, that gives me 8. 5 times 4, that gives me 20. 6 times 3, that gives me 18. 7 times 5, 35. 8 times 8, 64. 9 times 6, that's 54. And 10 times 7, that gives me 70. So now I need to find the sum of fx. So I'm going to write this as sigma fx. That means it's a sigma of this whole column. It's a sum of this whole column fx. And that comes out as 269. Now in the case of frequency distribution table, the formula to find the mean is equals to sigma fx divided by sigma f. Why it is like this? Because fx gives you the scores obtained by two students. There are two students and they both are getting 4 scores, so their total scores is 8. So this gives us total scores, and the total scores obtained by all the students is 269. That means it is the sum of all the scores, and we are dividing it with the number of students. So plug in the corresponding values. The value of sigma fx, the sum of fx is 269, and I'm dividing it with 35. So when you divide 269 with the 35, you get 7.685 as your answer. But what if your data, the scores are not given as single numbers? They are given in the class intervals, right? So let's take another example. So in this case, the scores are given in the class interval 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50. So two students got their scores between 0 to 10. So we are not sure what are the actual points are, but we know that they lie between 0 to 10, right? So in this case, we estimate a little bit. So we find out the midpoint. Now how to find the midpoint? For the midpoint, we denote it by the x, or we can denote it by the m. The formula for the midpoint is lower limit of the class interval plus upper limit of the class interval and divided by 2. Now what is the lower limit? This is the lower limit, that is 0. This is the upper limit, that is 10. So I'm going to do 0 plus 10 divided by 2. That gives me 10 over 2, which gives me 5. So the midpoint of the first class interval is 5. For the second class interval, the lower limit is 10. Upper limit is 20. So 10 plus 20 over 2, that gives me 30 over 2. That gives me 15. Now after that, you can see the next one will come out as 25. The next one will be 35, and the next one will be 45. Now this is the total of the column F. So I can write this as sum of F, which is equals to 30. Now what we need to do to find the mean? We multiply the F with the X. That gives me Fx over here. 2 times 5, that gives me 10. 7 times 15, that gives me 105. 6 times 25, that gives me 150. 8 times 35, that gives me 280. And 7 times 45 gives me 315. So I need to find the sum of fx. So when I add this column, I get 860. Same thing, we need to find the mean. Mean has the notation as x bar, which is equals to sigma fx over sigma f. Now what is sigma fx? That's 860 divided by 30. When you divide them, you get 28.6 repeating, and that's your answer in this case. So this is how we find the mean of the group data or the frequency table. If this video helped, please like and comment and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.